Hey guys, welcome back to Saturday Night Sit Down with your host, Tammy Pinnock. On today's episode, we're going to be doing the concluding part of the topic that we started last week on 6 main reasons for divorce. Now, we did part 1 last week, which we talked about 3 reasons, and today we're going to do the final 3 reasons, which is 6 main reasons for divorce part 2. Now, without wasting your time, guys, let's dive right in. Okay, so number 4 reason for divorce. Last week I talked about money, I talked about sex, and I talked about in-laws. So number 4 is spiritual leaders. Yes, spiritual leaders. There are some women, they respect their spiritual leaders, and I'm using spiritual leaders because I'm not specifically saying a pastor, because it could be a pastor, it could be an imam, it could be whatever. So that's why I'm using spiritual leaders as an umbrella word. Now, some women, they respect their spiritual leaders more than their husband. Some of them, they even look at their spiritual leader like a god, even more than God himself. They respect because they see the spiritual leader, they feel this is God in the making. So whatever the spiritual leader says goes. And remember, God said the husband after Christ is the church, and then the husband. So the husband after Christ, the husband has authority over the wife before anybody else. And a lot of marriages has broken up because of wrong advice that they get from spiritual leaders. And listen, guys, spiritual leaders, be it pastor, be it imam, be it whoever, they are specialists in a particular area. But most people feel they know everything. They don't know everything. And this is the truth. There is no man on earth, even the ones that are called geniuses, they do not know everything. It is only God in heaven that knows everything. There is no single pastor, there is no single imam that would come out and say, I have wisdom, I know everything. Even Solomon himself, that God blessed with wisdom, doesn't know everything. But most women think, and it's not just women, men and women think that their spiritual leaders knows everything. So there are things that you go for your spiritual leaders for advice or counseling, like spiritual growth. And some of these spiritual leaders, they've gone ahead to do some more training on counseling. So yes, if your spiritual father or your spiritual mother has gone for special courses and they have actually learned counseling, then yeah, they can counsel you on other aspects of your lives. But spiritual leaders are there to guide us, counsel us, and help us grow spiritually. But you find out that there are people, women, men, that will go to a spiritual leader for a financial advice. Now, ideally, if you want a financial advice, you go to a financial advisor. It's as if maybe you want to open an account, or you want to start a business. You will go to somebody that is very knowledgeable in that aspect. You go to the bank and speak to a banker about which account is best for you, because not every account is best for you. So you speak to an accountant will talk you through the different types of accounts, the different benefits of those accounts, and they will advise you based on your need what they think is best for you. So if you're going to your pastor or your imam for a financial advice, he's not a financial advisor. So he would only advise you based on his own knowledge, but he will not advise you based on, the proper financial guidance and financial rules and financial policies. And also, when you go to your spiritual leader for an advice on relationship, they will advise you based on the experiences that they've had in their own relationship. But when you go to a marriage counselor is gone, they've been trained and well equipped in that area. They would be more beneficial to you as couples. But most people think that, their pastors and their imam, they think that they know everything. But no, nobody knows everything. Even the Bible says that it reveals things in parts. So even when they hear from God, God still reveals things in parts to them. Because if God chose them everything, if they actually know everything, then that means they are God. And there is nobody that is like God. Even Jesus himself doesn't know the day that the world is going to come to an end. So pastors doesn't know when the world is coming to an end. Nobody knows when the world is coming to an end except God himself. So the point that I'm trying to bring out here is that our spiritual leaders doesn't know everything. Because there are some people, some wives and some, especially women, that they feel, whatever pastor says, that's it. Some wants to travel, they will call, oh, pastor, I want to travel. Is the road clear? Even Babalao, is the road clear? How far is the road clear? Oh, pastor, we want to start a new business. What do you think? Oh, pastor, we're thinking of having 4 children. What do you think? They go and ask the pastor. They go and just ask the pastor everything. And there are some pastors as well. They would, instead of them being honest, some, don't get me wrong, some will honestly tell you, you know what, in this area, I am not very sure. I think maybe you should speak to somebody else that, deals with things like this. But majority of our spiritual leaders, they feel the need to have, answer to every question. But it is wrong. And it is causing a lot of problems in marriages. There are some women that they are at home cooking, tending to their husbands, and the pastor will call and say, I need you now in the church. And before you know it, they grab the bag. They are tending to their husbands. They will tell them, I need to go out. Pastor wants me. They are gone. Some, when they are serving their pastors in church, they will kneel down, daddy. But when it comes to their husband at home, your food is there. If the first person that you're supposed to give that respect to is your husband before anybody else. So spiritual leaders, a lot of them are misleading their congregation. A lot of them are causing a lot of, havoc and damages in the home. And it leads to, divorce. So the point I'm trying to bring out here is that, your pastor does not know everything. No, he doesn't. Your imam, he doesn't know everything. Your babalawo, the ones that believe in those, they don't know everything. Nobody knows everything. If you want to buy a car, you go to a car dealer. They will tell you the engine size is this, it uses diesel, it uses petrol. If you want to, you want to start a business, like I said, you want to open an account, you go to an accountant. You want financial advice, you go to a financial advisor. If you're not well, you go to a doctor. Why? Because these people are specialists in those areas. They know more in those areas. Pastors are specialists in spiritual areas, spiritual growth. So go to the right people for the right advice. If you need a financial advice, go to a financial advisor. If you need counseling, go to a marriage counselor. If you need, just go. If you are sick in your body, you go to the doctor. So don't rely totally and 100% on your spiritual leaders. Some of them have got a lot going on in their homes. Some of them don't even have a stable home. Some of them, they after they leave their church, they go home and they fight constantly with their wives. But most of us, we think that they are gods. They are not gods. They are humans. They are a man or a woman before the title a man or a woman of God. So seek advice from the right channel and stop, taking total. And then something else that we need to do as, as Christians or as Muslims, learn to have a personal relationship with God. Gone are those days when, before, in the days of the Old Testament days, the prophet are the only ones that hears directly from God. So in those days of the old, the prophet will go into either the higher place or the holy place, to hear directly from God, and they bring that message from God and pass it on to the children of God. But when Jesus came, it's changed. He died for you and I, and he gave us liberty, the right. We are all sons and daughters of God. We hear directly from God. The Holy Spirit now lives in each and every one of us. But for you to hear from God, you need to spend time in his presence. If you spend time with God, have quiet time with God, read the Bible for yourself. Very, very important. Learn to read the Bible for yourself. When you read the Bible for yourself and you spend quality time in the presence of God, trust me, guys, you would hear from God yourself. So you can only go to your pastor now for support. Pastor, this is what I'm planning to do. I'm praying. Can you pray along with me? You go to them either for support, you go to them either for confirmation of what God has shown you. But if you learn to hear from God yourself, trust me, it will save you a lot of problems. So yeah, learn to hear from God and go to the right people for the right advice. Number 5 main reason of divorce is friends. Friends, especially for women. When you have bad friends, they would feed you with a lot of rubbish. Before you know it, you start fighting with your husband. Your home becomes a war zone that your husband can't take it anymore, or your wife can't take it anymore. Some men as well, they listen to their friends. Whatever their friend says goes. And women as well, they listen to all the rubbish that their friend comes and tell them. Some friends will come to tell you, oh, my husband gives me this monthly. Your husband should be able to do that as well. My husband bought me a new car. Your husband should be able to do it. Especially when maybe they are both working in the same place. And then you go home and you start fighting your husband. Yeah, my friend, her husband just bought her a new car. Why can't you buy me a car? I need a new car. I'm fed up of this one. After all, you work in the same place. Do you know what they do? Behind closed doors. Some people, they have a regular job. It's just for cover up. Some are doing dubious business behind closed doors, and they are able to provide whatever their own wife need, because they get this money in the wrong way. But then you coming home because your friend's husband gave her a new car, or they just moved into a new house, or he just bought her one new flashy gift. You come home now and you start putting unnecessary pressure on your husband. And some men, when you push them and you push them and you push them, a time comes and they say, you know what, I can't do it anymore. And it breaks the home. So friends, don't listen to your friends, ladies. Majority of the words that come out from women's mouth are lies. They are lies. Some will come and want to hype their husbands up. Oh, my husband, even when it's their own money, they will say it's their husband's money. Oh, my husband did this for me. My husband did that for me. My husband did this for me. And it's a lie. They just want to show off, because with women, everything they do is it's always a competition. They just want to show off, like, my husband is better than your husband. Do not compare your home with another person's home. Remember also that everybody has their race to run when it comes to life's journey. We all were born different days. We all came into this world with our different destinies, and we all have our race to run. And also remember That is not the person that you know, when the race starts, it's not the person that starts, you know, that was in the lead. It doesn't mean that because the person took off before you, it doesn't mean that they will arrive at the destination before you. Life is different for everybody. Some people with at the earlier age or earlier stage in their life, they become wealthy, and some people in the later stage, they're very wealthy to start with, and later stage of their lives, they have nothing. Why some other people at their earlier stage of their life, they struggle, but their later stage of their life, they have everything in abundance. So we all have different race, different journey to follow. Don't run the race of somebody else. And don't look at somebody else as a yardstick to measure your own life or the way that your husband should, your home should be. Run your race. Life is like a ball. It rolls. Today might be your turn. Tomorrow might be somebody else's turn. And guess what? Somebody that buys a car today, yeah? You buy a new car today. You're like, oh, I bought a brand new car. It's all nice. 3 years later, that same car would have been upgraded. Somebody else will get a new one. And that person now has the new version of your car. So that your car that you were so proud of is now old. Same with houses. Somebody might build a house today and be a landlord today. And tomorrow somebody builds another one. They are now the brand new landlords. So don't compare your life. Don't compare your marriage. Don't compare your home with your friend's home or with anybody else's home. Stay on your lane and you will have a good home. So friends contribute greatly to, you know, a lot of problems in home, and it leads to divorce. And now the final one, which is number 6 reason for divorce, is lack of contentment. Lack of contentment. There are some women that no matter how hard the man tries, they are not contented. They are never happy. They always want more. They always want more because, like I said, they are always in a competition with their friends. Some of them, they want to go to every party. They want to buy all the latest at Choibi. They bring a lot of pressure on their husbands. They are never satisfied with what they have. They're never satisfied with what their husband have. And they push the husband. Some of them will push the husband to put their hands into dirty businesses, push their hands into doing things that normally they would not do, all because they want to satisfy, they want to please their women. Lack of contentment leads to a lot of problems in marriages, and it leads to divorce. You know, I know of a lady, you know, that her husband had a good job, bringing in a lot of money, but this woman, she was always on the neck of the man. She wants the biggest house, she wants the biggest car, she wants all. She ran this man down, and at a point the man could not take it anymore, and he just said, you know what? Before you knew it, the man started dating a lady outside. Before you know, that lady got pregnant, and that's it. And the man just said, you know what? He's had enough with her, and he moved in with the other lady, and that was the end of their marriage. And you know, also, you know, so there are some men that, you know, a woman meets them, and the woman, they invest a lot into the man's life. They're there, they support the man, but the man as well is never satisfied. You know, those lazy men, all they want to do is just drain and suck and suck and suck from the woman. The woman is the one that is working, the woman is the one that has the business, but some men as well, they are never satisfied. And you know, it gets to a point the woman will say, you know what? I've given you all I can do. I've had it. That's it. The marriage is over. So, well, those are the 6 main reasons or causes for divorce. As married couple, always evaluate your marriage, evaluate your relationship, and filter things that you know that are not healthy for your relationship. If there are aspects of your relationship that you think, oh, I'm lacking in this area, I should change, learn to change. If you are that kind of woman that puts so much pressure on your husband, or you're that kind of man that puts so much pressure on your husband, try to change. Okay, and you will have a good home. But when you're not contented, you listen to friends too much, you don't have a brain of your own to think for yourself, or instead of you to even go to God to help you, you go to everybody else but God to help you. If you let people talk so much into your marriage, like I said, they will rule your home, and before you know it, they will break your home for you. And also, like I said, It's not everything that you go for spiritual leader for advice. God gave you a brain of your own to use it. There are some things, it's not rocket science. You can sort it out yourself. Don't go to pastor for pastor, I want to pee, pastor, I want to do this, pastor, I want to do that, pastor, I want to do that. You have a brain of your own. As a man, you have a brain of your own. As a woman, you have a brain of your own. Utilize the brain that God has given to you. Use it and make decisions for yourself. You are an adult. As an adult, there are things that you should be able to do, decisions that you should be able to take as an adult. So use your brain and do those things that you're supposed to do. And when you need the extra help or the extra support, then yes, you go and ask for it. And the other one, like I said, with in-laws last week, put boundaries. Make sure there are limits to what your in-laws can say or do to your home. And sex, like I said also last week, have the sex conversation. Make sure that you guys are fine with each other sexually. And money as well. Make sure that the man and the woman are playing their roles that as they should. The man is contributing, the woman as well is supporting, and you will have a good marriage. Okay guys, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for taking your time to join me again on my channel today. I really do appreciate it. And if you're new to my channel, you're very, very welcome. And those of you that are always tuning in, I really do appreciate it. Thank you for always taking your time to come every Saturday to watch my videos. And guys, for those of you that are on Facebook, you can also follow me on YouTube at Tammy Pinnock. Till next week Saturday, guys, I remain your host, Tammy Pinnock. Bye for now. Bye.